from the culture.
To the courtroom.
This is Truth Uncut. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats. When Dennis Byron speaks, history speaks. From the culture to the courtroom, front row seats. When Dennis Byron speaks, history speaks. From the culture.
No cap, no spin, just facts. If it matters, we cover it. My shreddy B.I.B. Ooh, Clara wanna know. Ooh, it's shit the Dennis Byron show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. Good afternoon. Put a one in the chat if you hear the sound of my voice. This is a very special show for me. But before we do that, I have two special guests. Well, I have a co-host and I have a very special guest. What we are doing today is we're trying to unpack this. And let me just get myself on the screen. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right. Nyla.
Dennis, what's
up? So, before we bring our distinguished guest on, you are obviously familiar with the controversy surrounding Cory Holcomb and Cristina Payne and the altercation that occurred in December of 2024. You saw the body cam. There's been a lot of chatter on the internet as to whether or not she was wrong or he was wrong. But we want to unpack it, and we want to also delve into how journalists and media organizations, they vet the information that they receive and so forth. But real quickly, when you saw that body cam, and obviously you're familiar with Cory Holcomb from him being a well-known comedian, as well as Cristina Payne. What did you think in the moment you saw that body cam?
I was outraged. I was outraged at him, physically raising his hand to a woman. Now, I will say this: it's never easy to do. I was pissed, to say the least.
Okay, and Cory Holcomb has since come out. Cristina did her rounds on various platforms. But importantly, she was on TMZ as well, telling her story to Charles and Harvey. He apparently didn't like what he saw on the show. Is that yours or mine? Okay, we got a little feedback here. He apparently didn't like what he saw on the show, and he came out and said the media is attacking him. But I've been doing this a long time, and a lot of times celebrities don't like when the media is telling their story. Like most people don't, but in this case, he's a public figure, and this was a very, very public place. This was a hot spot in LA. And then Cristina told her story, and as a man, a man and someone with daughters, when I saw that video, I was just appalled. And the fact that the security guy that came to her assistance was also attacked, it had me wonder, like, what's happening here? Like, a woman was just attacked, and again, I don't know what happened before what the video showed. I don't know what happened before that, but I think essentially we saw Cory reach over. I didn't see the contact, but I did see the aggressive nature of the act. Now, Cory since said TMZ's out to get him, and the fact of the matter is, why would he say that? And he was provided an opportunity to tell his story, but that's not for me to talk about right now. But when you heard him say that the media is out to get him, what were your thoughts about that?
So what I initially wanted to do was just kind of hear exactly what happened, and what piqued my interest in the conversation being a little bit more well-rounded was he said that clip was incomplete. And it did kind of bring to mind initially when I saw it, when someone physically touches someone in a way that to physically harm them, typically there's charges that will follow, right? And seeing some of what I've saw of her on social media, I would say that there's no way that this woman would not file charges. She should be filing charges. First and foremost, everyone knows I am a feminist.
Okay.
I
didn't know
am
that.
or believe in it absolutely. But unfortunately, feminism has gotten a dirty word because of people, you know, who are a little bit more extremist or have other sorts of agenda. I'm a feminist, but that does not mean that I'm advocating against men per se. Advocating for the protection and the equitable rights of women is not anti-male. And when feminists cross over that, that's where, you know, you lose the whole spirit of what it was designed for. I'm not anti-male, and I believe in equity, you know, between both genders, right? So when I'm looking at it, and I'm listening to him saying that that wasn't the full picture, for me, there's not too much, even if it wasn't the full picture, we did still see you raise your hand to that woman. And then we, you know, we saw someone come through and defend her and all this kind of stuff. So the more I watched, and I'll be honest, I didn't watch the entirety of the show. I watched, I feel like what may have been, you know, the meat of the show. There were a panel of both men and women that came up that claimed a very different position. Apparently, it did go to court, and the judge deemed that she was not a victim. And based on the stories that the panelists and the people that have been around her told, they say that it was a completely different exchange. That
But before we go too far into that, I have someone that has a very busy schedule. I want to bring him up because he had the opportunity to at least talk to one party in that situation. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring up my good brother, Charles from TMZ. He's executive producer, and y'all know Charles. He doesn't need an introduction, but I'm gonna introduce him anyway. Charles, what's happening? Charles, wake up, Charles. Charles, wake up. Charles, wake up, Charles. 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 Hello, Charles. Can you hear? Charles. Charles, we're talking.
Video in. How's the audio?
Everything sounds good, Charles.
I still can't hear you or Nyla.
Nyla,
okay.
can you hear Charles?
I can hear him perfectly.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I think Dennis is frozen now. But I can still hear and see Charles fine. So, I don't know. Just with interest of keeping the show going, Cory had a full panel of people who seemed to have had an experience with the young lady that was quite volatile. There were some other men that were around that said that she had put some false SA charges, whatever. I don't even know, the full scope of everything that would have happened. But I would have liked to seen, if there was more of the video to see, I would have liked to seen all of that. And I do think that it would be good for all people. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Can we hear? Can the audience hear us? Okay, so now Dennis is gone. And then there were two. Wigs and Wine Lounge, can you put a 1 in the chat if you could hear us? Can anyone let me know if you guys hear us or not? Let me see. Okay. So I don't know if Van said it can hear me. Okay, perfect. So I also saw that there were claims on multiple people, multiple SA claims, abuse charges on men and women. She has multiple restraining orders against her, and I think that I can't speak for or against Cory, but it appeared that there's some legal situation that he may be involved with TMZ, but I'm not quite sure. I'm so sorry that something has happened here. I don't know what has happened. I guess Charles can't hear me, but you guys can hear me. I can hear Charles. I can hear Charles. I can see Charles. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna read all this, so I'm going along.
She wanted to expose another man in that same video that was fighting Cory. Absolutely, and from what I understand,
What was that?
uh-oh.
Any progress?
Not. Doesn't seem like it. He says stand by.
I have
Something
no idea
is
what is happening.
being worked out.
Whatever it is, Charles isn't here for it, apparently. I don't think he can hear me. Can you hear me, Charles? Well, this is nice. So, just in the interest of keeping the show going as best I can, there's too much. There are a lot of circumstances out there, right? So she's got multiple allegations that she's lobbied against quite a few people. So from what I understand, she has a bad name out there, which doesn't mean that she's a liar per se, but it does mean that there's a question. As someone who is married to someone that has had false DV charges put on them, and then of course, thankfully had them overturned, I'm very sensitive about people playing with DV, even though I did physically see it. Okay. Van said it looks like Dennis disrupted his lunch. Something, child. I don't know what it is, but I feel quite awkward and odd.
Oh God.
And Charles is ready for a nap. And I'll probably be ready for a nap pretty soon, as I look like, because I've been up since 4 with no makeup on. As a woman in her 50s. All I had time was for lipstick. So you mean to tell me we're live, Dennis is gone, Charles can't hear or see me.
This guy, Charles, is bringing in this Novak Djokovic racket.
Right.
What is happening?
Is this the same guy who brought in the bat?
The guy was like, remember last night, he's like, it's Babe Ruth's 5 months home run. He's like,
Okay, so Dennis is back.
I'm back. Hey guys.
Hey,
Do
Dennis.
not tell him about that. He's like, oh, I wonder how this holds up to the Coco golf test.
Okay, so
I don't
Charles, can you
think-
hear me?
I don't think he
All
can
right.
hear.
I'm gonna go
Hear
get a
us.
beverage. Wow.
Okay, so
Try to figure
Charles,
this out.
yeah, we're looking at him, but he can't hear us. Let me call Charles on the phone. Oh, looks like he's calling me.
Nope. Well, now you call. Yo.
So we can hear you, but is your mic muted?
No. My mic is not muted.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
And it's
I'm gonna talk to
sounding.
you I'm gonna talk to you from the phone, and that way I'm gonna take the echo out real quick here. Okay. Hold on. Okay, how's that? Charles? It's working. Okay, Nyla, can you hear him?
I can hear you and Charles's echo, along with Charles himself.
Well, if we're gonna do that, then I'm gonna do this.
Oh, that's
This
right. You
man.
need headphones. Absolutely.
See, you want to talk shit about Don, you want to be like, oh, he got bad internet. It's this damn barnyard.
Hey, that's on camera. I don't want Don coming after me now. He might walk into my church on the
Charles
weekend.
got a fresh retwist and everything.
See what you did there?
This is bad. Poor Charles. He got a fresh retwist. His hair looks really good,
A journalist.
and
Wow.
we can't get it right.
Thought we all stood together. Guess not.
No, we did. Okay. Hey, Cory. How you doing, Cory?
What is this? All right.
Okay, so Charles, can you hear us now?
I can hear you, Dennis.
Okay, can you hear me?
I don't hear Nyla.
Well, hold on a second. Let me see if this will work. Now let's say something.
I'm saying something.
Charles, can you hear me?
Okay, I got that. I got that.
Okay. So now that we're back, the question I have for you, Charles, is are you aware what Cory had said about TMZ and the coverage that he felt that was, slighted him?
I did. Yes, I am very much aware. Hang on a second. This off. It's echoing in my ear. Which is how I know this mic is actually working.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, it's not.
Nala, this doesn't happen on the TMZ show. So
if
Of course not. It's a conspiracy. A conspiracy. C-O-N-spiracy. Remember that from Living Color back in the day?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay, Charles, how you doing? You good? Unmute your mic, because now you're muted. I don't hear your mic. We're going to get this right. Okay. Okay, hear you good now?
I can hear you, but now I'm hearing it echo in my. It's fine. I'll deal with it.
Dennis, do you have the recording set? Do you have the vocal recording set for each individual to be recording separately?
No, I don't want to do that right now, but Charles can hear.
No, I was asking because that'll sometimes bother it if you have it set for that. You do have it set for that, Dennis.
I do have what? Set for what?
You have local recordings enabled. So with local recordings, there's going to be an extreme lag.
So how do I disable that, Nyla?
I think you're kind of fucked.
Okay, then let's try to work through it. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, so with that said,
I mean, the work through it part is me listening to myself and my. You don't care about me.
I do. I really do.
All right.
So you heard what he felt. You heard what he felt about the coverage. Yeah. What is your thoughts about that? First and foremost, did TMZ provide him an opportunity to at least tell his side of the story?
We have provided Cory an opportunity to say his side from the day we broke this story back in December of 2024, and every subsequent story since then. We did a story when he went into court to get his restraining order against her, and when this video came out, the surveillance video, we contacted him that night. We got a weird email back from someone that claimed to be a representative of his, and it was basically, we have nothing to say because you're biased, and so we're not going to say anything. I don't know how you can call us biased when we're actually contacting you to get your side of the story.
And I saw a clip of one of the photographers trying to interview him. I don't know where it was at, but
that was not one of our guys. That was at LAX. And yes, there was a photographer who wanted to again get his side of the story, and instead Cory decided he would just record that photographer and told him to get away, which the photographer left him alone. So
now you can again invite him to come on the show, but more importantly,
I will tell you this: we invited him to come on TMZ Live yesterday after we saw his post, which was funny, referring to us as the devil. I get it. Again, but the devil has reached out to you multiple times to give you an opportunity to speak and tell your side, and you chose not to. But he did called back one of our producers and basically read her the riot act and said he's not coming on, and not so many words, repeated the devil remark and said he wasn't coming on. So okay,
and I think what people don't realize is that when outlets like TMZ, when you do stories and is involving multiple people, you give both sides a story, an opportunity to tell their story. And while Cristina opted to tell her story, and is he actually saying that he did? Because Nyla, you can help me out with this. Is he saying that he didn't actually make contact with her? He's owning up to that.
Okay, so to the best of my understanding of what Cory was saying, it appears that he is, and I could be wrong, but this is my interpretation of what is said. TMZ is not putting out the full narrative or the full video. And I think that the other people that witnessed it, according to Cory, like her companion or boyfriend at the time, and other people, they were, and as well as the actual club people or whatever, they were saying that she was the aggressor, being very, very antagonistic. I think that he is not necessarily making an excuse for what he's saying is a muff. He's saying it was not a punch. He said it's a muff. And so I think they're leveraging the fact that she has tons of people that she is kind of said that were being physically abusive to her, as well as sexually abusive to her. And they say that she's okay. Can I just be frank?
Yeah.
You know how like there is and I say this again, I am a feminist, okay? Make no bones about it. So the moment I hear this man raising hands to this woman, I'm like, you know, what is happening here? But I also have high levels of integrity as a feminist. So I want to know the full picture. I want to know everything that has happened, because there is a dynamic where, you know, people can screw someone over because most, you know, society does not like men putting hands on women. So I was willing to listen. Based on what I heard of Cory's, it sounded like they were trying to say that she may have actually been the aggressor, and that even her boyfriend was trying to get her to leave everyone alone, and she just wouldn't. And so someone that is supposed to be her key witness or key supporter has also, from what I'm understanding, sided with Cory. And I could be interpreting it wrong.
You about to say, Charles?
No, that might be. I mean, we have not heard from, and now we will make an effort to find Cristina's boyfriend and actually talk to him and get his side of it. But you know, certainly, what we knew from when we broke the story back in December 2024, there was certainly verbal jabs being thrown that night. And in fact, the way Cristina described it to us is that this is sort of a tradition outside the improv that comedians get around, and it's like there's like a game of the dozens, right? And they're just throwing out different insults to each other. It's a roast. And one of the things that we had heard Cristina said to Cory was something to the effect of, and maybe these exact words, your mama's a bitch and your dick ain't shit. So certainly you could see why that would be upsetting to Cory. But again, if this is a tradition, and I don't know this to be fact, this is what Cristina told us. If it's tradition and comedians are roasting each other, yeah, people always, that's the whole point of roasting, is that you go as far as you think you can go, and then you go a little bit further. That's just what happens in comedy. I've seen it happen, and comedians, and then you go back at that person. So if that's what happened, and Cory decided that he had enough and that the only way he was going to respond was physically, I don't buy that as a really good excuse. Now, I've only heard one side of this. I am very anxious to hear the other side. That's why we reached out to Cory, and he doesn't want to say it. He has certainly made it clear in his application for a restraining order. He said that she was actually the one who was physical first. He didn't actually mention the insults, but he said that she got physical first. Now, we don't see that in this video. And again, we didn't obtain this video. There was another site that got the video. We don't know how they got it. We have made efforts to get the video. We have not been able to get it. So even Cristina herself, when she was on her show, admitted that there is much more video, and she would like to see that video come out. She says there's several minutes of video leading up to the punch. And so if that video comes out, then we can get a better picture of who started what, who got physical first.
Sure.
And again, the problem is it's this surveillance video, so we can't hear anything that's being said there, which might be, you know, very relevant to the moment when things got physical. But again, if it really was just a verbal, you know, sparring going on between comedians, a roast, then there's no excuse for it getting physical.
Absolutely. 100% agree. It should never come to blows with just words, right? So it better be her being physical.
I don't know if Dennis is not there.
He's here. I can see him. Can you hear
Nyla,
me?
are you there?
I am.
Nobody's here.
We're all here, dear.
Just me and the show.
You guys
So-
can hear me?
I can hear you now, Dennis.
Yes.
Okay, so I didn't
So,
hear
yeah.
what Charles said now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I was just saying that, you know, she admits that there was a roast going on. We've heard from people who were around some of the things she said. It sounds like a roast. You know, your mom ain't shit. Your mom is a bitch. Your dick ain't shit. Whatever. It seems like there is more to this that neither of them is really admitting at this point, that there's history here. And Cristina did tell us when she was on that, again, this incident happened in December 2024. She said the previous summer of 2024, they were both at a different comedy club, and she was having a conversation with a friend of hers, and then Cory stepped in between and said he doesn't have anything to say to you and get on, and called her all sorts of names. But it seems like for whatever reason that night is when this beef started, and it is not calmed down at all and is just getting worse. And while she is telling her side of it, and by the way, we should also mention that the night that this happened, she called the police. The police came to the Improv. She filed an assault report with LAPD. Cory had left at that point, but the police have not gone anywhere with that investigation. According to Cristina, every time she went back to talk to the police about it, they said they just didn't have time at that point. The LA fires were going on that month in January of 2025. So she says this never went anywhere with LAPD.
So now that we see the body cam, and I think you guys asked her, you and Harvey asked her during the interview, is she plan on following up with a police report? And she paused it was a long pause.
And then she got tearful. And she, you know, what she told us was that the reason that she had stopped going to the police, one, the police never got that video, and I don't know how much effort they put into getting the surveillance video. It would seem like would be pretty easy. But she said that while the police weren't responding to her, Cory, in the meantime, was doing his weekly show and was trashing her every week, was attacking her. He was attacking her lawyer, according to Cristina. And basically, she felt intimidated. She felt like either he or people he knew might, get physical with her again. So she is kind of backed off of this. But now that this video is out, and again, she admits, just as Cory is saying that there's more to this and you need to see what happened leading up to that, she's also saying that. She is saying whoever got that video, they should go back to their source and get the rest of the video, because she says that she wants to see everyone to see what happened leading up to it. It doesn't sound like she's concerned that the video is going to show she got physical. And in fact, she made an allegation, which we have not heard from anybody else involved, but she said that there was minutes before it got physical, she saw Cory with a gun, and that he handed that gun to someone else before all of this started. So again, I don't know that that's true. We've only heard that from her, and we've tried to get Cory's response on that. He has not.
Cory
Yeah,
mentioned the gun part. He did mention the part on his show, and he did say that that was false. Again, we don't know unless we could see proof. Obviously, there's something going on between them two, as well as the entire, I guess, comedy community, for lack of better words. But it did seem like Cory was alluding to there being some sort of legal issue with TMZ. And I think that the devil part may have been him questioning the timing of this resurfacing because of, you're probably aware of his beef with Anton Daniels. And so I guess
well, you
he
might not
may
be able
think
to.
that this has something to do with some sort of smear campaign. I don't know.
So the Antoine Daniels situation involved Cory and him on this set, and it got heated, and it was a challenge of fiscal challenge. We want to go out to the back and just sell our beef, and Cory never took him up on that offer. Then this video dropped, so the timing was just very interesting, because it was just a few days before that he and Antoine was going at it in the studio. So now, again, he had an opportunity to show the world that he's not beating up on just attacking a woman when a man offers him an opportunity to fight. So I don't know. But Cory does have that opportunity as of today to still get on the show, even though he views TMZ as the devil.
The sound is really, your sound
Yeah,
quality.
get in line, Cory. you're not the first. Yeah, I mean, look, we still open invitation. I was disappointed when I thought yesterday, after he put up that post, referring to us as the devil, and our response to that was to say, hey, come on the show, talk to us, tell us why you think we're the devil, tell us your side of what happened that night, describe the incident and what transpired leading up to that, because we don't have it on the video. We have Cristina's side of what she says happened leading up to it. We just want to hear Cory's side.
Well, I mean, I guess it may play out in the courtroom, because it seems like both of them have lawyered up. I know Sean Hawley is representing Cristina. I don't know who his attorney is. And we'll just see how that situation plays out. One last thing before you go. Yesterday, we saw a video of Nicki Minaj on stage with President Trump. Mm-hmm. She's purchased the Trump card, and we see
that's not fair, Dennis. That's not fair. She did not. Okay. No, she made a donation. She made a donation to the Trump accounts. Somewhere between $150,000 and $300,000, reportedly. And then the next day, completely separate, she got this Trump gold card, which basically is a fast track to citizenship, and she won't have to pay certain fees, pretty high fees, that she's not going to have to pay. Now, she says she got the card free of charge. I don't know if it's free of charge, but yeah.
No, she's done enough press to have that on the house, I'm sure.
Yeah, free is not necessarily free. But Charles, thank you for coming on. This is a great opportunity to have you on. We might not be using StreamYard after today.
Yeah, I'll listen. Look forward to coming on anytime. But yeah, we got to find a different connection, because this one was rough. But we made it work. We made it work.
Thank you, Charles. I appreciate it.
All right, you guys take care.
Thank you.
All right.
So Nyla, when you, let me get Charles off real quick. I don't think Charles ought to get off. When you heard or saw the interview that she did on Tasha K's channel, mm-hmm. and you looked at the TMZ interview, what was your thoughts watching both interviews?
Honestly, even though I know what I had saw, which I did not like, a few problems. I don't like to see men put hands on women, right? So I'm definitely there, and I want to hear the entire story, because she has more insight as to his nature and all this kind of stuff. Didn't help him much for me when he disrespected my friend Tasha K. That I had a problem with that. A serious problem with that. I feel like, you know, keep it a stack. You know, if you want to confront someone, you know, confront her husband, don't confront her or whatever, especially if you're already being looked at as someone who is aggressive towards women. Keep it off the women, Cory. Like, seriously. Just whoever his PR team, they need to be fired, because clearly, you know. But with all that being said, I'll be honest with you, I felt like she was embellishing. But I do feel like, you know, whether it was a punch or a mush, don't put your hands on me.
Right.
Don't put your hands on me. You know?
Neither one is acceptable. You know, like,
right.
You know, we've seen videos where, you know, one person, a female, spit on the guy and then he attacks her or assaults or fights back. I mean,
you know, so I don't believe that if a woman if a woman is physically violent towards someone, I don't believe that anybody is supposed to just take it because she's a woman. I don't come from that school of thought, right? People, you look at Clarissa Shields. Would you really want to be in a position, you know, where Clarissa don't have to put hands on you as a man? No, some women are strong. So I think everybody should keep their hands to themselves. But I also think that we have to operate with high levels of integrity when it comes to something like this. We cannot afford to play games when there is a male-female dynamic and there's physical violence. There can't be any antagonistic stuff, and there cannot be any bullshit. Do not, you know, I wouldn't poke the bear, but just because someone is talking shit doesn't mean that you put hands on them. But me personally, I'm not going to put myself in a position with men who I know may be violent. I'm not going to play with them. You know what I mean? And that's not me giving them a pass. That's just, I care more about me. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this story doesn't seem like it's going to go away anytime soon. But, you know, hey, you know, but here's the problem. They both work in the comedic circle in, you know, Los Angeles. I'm sure their paths are going to cross, but the good thing for both of them, there's no restraining order to keep them away from each other.
Right.
So that won't mess up their bag, so to speak.
Right.
Right.
But it appears they're trying to at least he had a couple of comedians on, and from what I understand, that community is trying to get a petition going to keep her away from the clubs.
Wow. That sounds like blackballing.
It does, but I will say this: if they are being honest, if it is true that everyone around her that she does not like or ends up in a disagreement with ends up at the other end of a restraining order or assault charges or SA charges, it might need to happen for her safety and the safety of the overall community. So,
yeah, well, we'll see how this thing plays out. You know, hopefully those two can, you know, find a peaceful medium where they can, you know, coexist in, you know, in a comedic space. And while we're talking about comedians, I watched Tasha K when she did a few videos. She's pretty funny.
Tasha's hilarious. She really is hilarious.
Like if you actually, you actually listen to her, she's pretty funny. And what I look for comedians is, how they execute, how it lands, and it seems natural when she does it. So shout out to her getting out there.
I mean, gossip requires some comedic. Like, you can't just deliver entertainment news without being entertainment, without being entertaining. You know what I mean? You gotta have it to do it. You know what I'm saying? So she definitely delivers it in a way, obviously, from the size of her platform, she's delivering it in a way that is entertaining, comedic, informative, and all of that stuff. So she definitely she's at the top of her game.
Absolutely. Well, maybe we'll get on the show.
Maybe we'll see.
You set that up.
All right. We're gonna have to do that.
Listen. You're the queen of making things, kosher and deals and situations. All right, Tasha. All right,
Hey, girl.
Nyla, thank you for joining.
We need a kumbaya meeting with you and Tasha.
Okay, make it happen.
Okay, we need a kumbaya. We'll see what we can do.
Make it happen. Make it happen. Listen,
All right.
it's all love, and I'm gonna say this before I go.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Wendy's career and how her career from time she got on radio in New York. And I would say that if there's anyone out there that is trying to, Wendy had some, wore some big shoes, no pun intended. Tasha would definitely be someone that would definitely be able to sit alongside the queen of radio.
I'm gonna say that. I mean, honestly, Tasha is that's what we got now. You know what I mean? She is the successor to Wendy Williams. Some people may not like it, but you ain't gotta like reality, baby. It is what it is.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining. Nyla, it was great. You pulled up. We tried to reach out to our other half without she didn't answer the phone.
Oh man. Girl, what's wrong with you?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Nyla. Thank you. We'll see you guys on our next live. With that, I'll see you later, Nyla. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, we can take this out of here. Hold on, guys, with my music.
Yeah, but
yeah, from the culture.
To the courtroom.
This is true fun cut.